The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball's caught! Caught! It's a miracle! It's Noah Brown! Oh my goodness! This town is going crazy! It's a madhouse in Landover, Maryland! He did it! Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gimme! Meet Freddie! Game 1 of the World Series!
Heads towards the end zone. It is
Nasty Néstor prepara y Freddy la prende. Freeman se va por el Rancho Grande. ¡No hay pelota! Ganan los Dodgers. Freddie Freeman en Elway.
Ahora sí, Daniels a lanzar a lo profundo del terreno de juego. Ahí está la recepción. Touchdown. Touchdown de Washington. Touchdown. Está adentro.
And that is why we love sports. What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into the Monday episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. He is Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault. We are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. We are live on Twitter, X as well, under the same handle, replay on Sports Grid TV and on Sirius XM channel 159. Nick Hamilton from Sirius XM joins us here in a couple of minutes, all about the Los Angeles Dodgers, everything else happening in LA. Dave, what a weekend, man. From Friday to Sunday. What a weekend.
I'm frozen. I'm not frozen. You might freeze. It's
Yes.
2.5 under, minus a quarter is the price. That was amazing. You're showing off now. You get a little bit of time and somebody to watch the kid and you just get crazy. It's good. Nobody cares about your bets. That's just first and foremost. That's fine. And after the weekend, it's fine because it's a lot of things happened. You just did it. Touchdown there, Washington. I mean, like, come on.
Ave Maria, they call it. Not a Hail Mary. It's called the Ave Maria. It's too good.
It's so good. And we started a little bit early. So I got to remind everybody, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell somebody because we need more people to see that opening, which we're going to play that at the end of the Sports Equinox Day. Have you heard, by the way, today is the Sports Equinox?
Yes, everyone. 31st.
Yeah.
It's the 31st ever Sports Equinox.
How about that? How about that? Yeah, we got Nikki coming in early. We got Frankie coming in later. It's going to be fun. We got World Series. There's hockey, there's basketball, there's football, by the way. You know there's a football game tonight, right?
Are you going to watch it? I mean, this is on you here. This is your team. You've always said baseball over football, but this is your team playing.
Man, World Series baseball trumps even your team, but I will have it on because you got to watch it. There's a lot of dynamics working in this football game tonight.
Again, I don't know if you've heard Mike Tomlin's record on Monday nights. Pretty good.
Very good.
They got a quarterback now, an established veteran quarterback, apparently. So the Giants stink, caca, poop, all of it.
I don't know. Do they?
Oh boy, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know.
This has Lucy with the football written all over it.
Does it?
This has a return to earth Russell Wilson game to me.
Listen, you're in your feels because the Patriots beat the Jets again. I mean, seriously, you got the Patriots hat on. You were ready to tank every game and get the first pick of the draft.
I'm still ready to take every game and get the first pick of the draft. They just traded away Josh Uche. They literally told the league today, we're open for business. Who wants us? Come get it. Because the Patriot fans are so happy today about what happened against the Jets that the fans might actually be okay with them getting rid of like everyone. Like, go ahead and like anyone who wants it, come get it. We're getting rid of everybody.
I mean, everywhere you go, you just said that, the Patriots open for business. They win a game, and they are tied with the Jets when you look at the standings.
And the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins lost the game that they had.
They're in second place.
Nothing makes any sense. That division is the ultimate crap.
It's awful.
I mean, the ultimate crap, which when we saw Buffalo beating Seattle in a damn rainstorm, an ugly football game that, I mean, you just drive down the road. There's so many veer-offs and turn-offs. The Jets are a complete mess. Everybody in New York talks about the Jets. I hate to break it to you, but nobody gives a crap about the Jets.
Nope.
It's just one of those things.
I mean, we like laughing at them. It's fun to laugh at the Jets.
Oh, boy.
We'll do plenty of that today. We'll do plenty of laughing at the Jets today. That's going to be fun. Well, before we go further, just a reminder, BVB Roadshow is Friday from the Breeders' Cup. We will be there in San Diego from the Breeders' Cup. We're going to have a bunch of guests throughout the week. They're going to come in and help us talk about this and what we're doing. So if you haven't heard this yet, if you're going to the Breeders' Cup, come by and say hi at Del Mar. We're live at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern on Friday. It'll be a road show, which means Roll Call Friday takes a different feel. We'll try to do as much as we can with roll call, but we may do like a local roll call to see who's around and who's going to be with us. But the races are going to be going on while we are on the air. So it's going to be pretty neat. The sounds, I'm not sure where we're set up yet, but
we know nothing. Let's just be perfectly honest. We literally know nothing. And then, we're going to have to figure out the production end of it. It's going to be very interesting because we got a little curveball today with that. So we're going to be fine. Yeah. We might have to do roll call Thursday, like probably the official way to do it.
Probably.
That we've done it now every Friday, basically since inception. We're coming up on show 700.
Yep.
And every Friday we do this, and a lot of people come in and hang out, watch the show. I don't know exactly. I think it was 41 states this past Friday.
Sounds right.
And 4 countries. There was only 4 because we had a couple guys in Costa Rica that were unable to make the show.
Right.
But they're back, which is good today. I had the most chance meeting ever this morning down at Circa. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
P-Ralt smacking his leg with a rolled up newspaper ante at the track.
At the track, I don't know. That's I don't know. Well, I don't know if I'm that type of horse guy as of yet. Here's a question though. You've got Monday Night Football with the Giants in Game 3 of the World Series with the Yankees. Which game does the bigger audience tonight?
So I'm down at Circa this morning, meeting a guy about a thing. A guy in the Midwest who's here for the weekend, who's a Bears fan, who is still crying about that game last night.
How can he not?
Yeah, he was sad.
He brought his Milwaukee on top of that, so he lives in enemy territory and a Bears fan living in enemy territory, and he's got to go home to that.
Correct. Yeah. Asked us about the prospects of us going to Milwaukee in December. I said, listen, we might do it. It's going to be cold, but
December. We're going to December?
Well, I'm trying. They have a Monday night game, but it's on December 23rd. I don't think that might result in a divorce or some real problems if me and you are going to do a show on Monday.
Up and back, I guess. A day of.
Day only.
Day only. Like we go up and come back. I guess we can get away with it, but
maybe. But we got to
stay over.
No, definitely not. That's not going to work unless you guys want to make it work. If you guys want to make it work, if you think you'll show up in Milwaukee December,
The week
23rd,
of Christmas? Oh, my.
They play Monday night against the Saints. They'll be like 10-point favorites minimum. Everybody can come and hang out with us and have fun. Packers. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, I said to the guys behind the counter and the girls behind the counter, hey, it's going to be on the big screen with sound tonight. The World Series or the Monday Night Football game. And in unison, the entire counter said, Dave, football. And I'm like, come on, bro. Look at all these people watching it.
World Series is averaging 14.5 million viewers per game. That's the most since 2017. The guys behind the counter are correct, Dave. Football will beat baseball tonight badly.
Badly?
Badly. It'll be a rout.
I don't even like that word.
It'll be a rout. It's football. It's Monday night standalone. I don't care what is against it. Nothing is beating the Steelers and the Giants.
Total's 36.5. Snooze. Wake up.
I know.
Well, you guys in the chat. You're
everyone's
all showing up.
All you baseball people. Okay, that's great. I mean, I think you guys, I'm double screening it, so I'll have both games on simultaneously, but I don't think across the country, I don't think baseball's got a shot. I don't think baseball's got a shot across the country when you have Monday Night Football on, especially when it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. Now, game one, we'll get to game one and how it ended here in a second. We got Nick in the back, so we'll pull him on here in just 1 second. But it's, I think that helps people because I think people are excited about it. So, Corbin is going to go to LA this week to work on that. The lid's there. Custom goat for the save.
What?
Dodgers win. I'm going to LA this week to work at the lids there.
This is going to be great. Watch this. Hello?
What are you doing? I can't hear you.
All right, hold on.
Hold on. Speaker. Put it on speaker.
All right. Now you're on speaker. You're live on the BVB.
Hello, BVB.
Hi.
Hello. This is James Farah, esteemed producer.
Hi, James
locally
Farah.
in Las Vegas. Say hello to our audience. We got hundreds of thousands of people watching this show right now.
Tens of thousands. Hello, internet world that is known as BVB.
Can I call you after the show?
Well, what time is after the show?
As soon as we finish. We're kind of on ish
12:30.
About 12:30.
Yes.
I'm
going to shoot you a quick text so you can see what I'm calling about, but that's not for...
Are you coming to San Diego? That's all I need to know.
Are you in San Diego?
No, we will be on Friday.
I'm still working on that.
All right.
But I'm going to text you about something today, and then we'll talk about Friday.
We're live on the air. Thank you for calling in and dropping in. We love when people do that.
Hello to the team,
Love it.
Hi, James.
Bye, James.
Bye, James.
See you, brother.
From that voice to another voice, Nick Hamilton joining us for the first time on BVB, joining us here, talking Dodgers, talking Los Angeles. First time talking to him for me. Nick, Matt, and Dave, how are you? Welcome to BVB.
Matt and Dave, to the millions and millions of people watching your fine program. Thank you for having me from the West Coast, LA, all day, twice on Sunday.
I love it. Great to see you, sir. You and I met the first time when I got a credential to go to see the Dodgers play the Giants in the playoffs. I ended up in a seat next to you, not having a clue what I was supposed to do or where I was supposed to go. You walked me around. You got me food and told me where to go. And then you walked me down to sit in the post-game press conference about 5 feet away from Dave Roberts. And I saw you sitting there the day before, after the game, asking him questions. And I said, I got to reach out to Nick and get him on the show. How fun is it to be there right now for the World Series, Nick?
Man, it's amazing. This is my third World Series, obviously second one in person. I covered the World Series in 2020, obviously during COVID via Zoom because I wasn't going anywhere outside of my house. Wasn't doing that. So it's great. And even when I spoke with Dave Roberts after Game 6, when they won the NLCS heading to the World Series, I asked him, what was the difference? How does it feel now to be playing the World Series in front of your home fans for the first time, in a long time, 6 years to be exact, because in 2020, obviously they couldn't do it. And he was like, man, that was one of the main energizers and, just pipelines of energy when it came to just propelling them to get to the series was the Dodger fan base. And I go back with the Dodgers like stock and caps and waves. So I've been a fan. I was a fan. I like the Dodgers now because of the seat that I'm sitting in. Because media, I'm one of the few that are unbiased. So, I want the Dodgers to do well. I'm not gonna cry if they don't. But they're in a great position right now to bring it home and get that parade down Figueroa in downtown Los Angeles, or wherever they decide to have the parade in Los Angeles. And I think if they do end up winning the World Series, they're going to celebrate not only the 2024 championship, but I'm sure they're going to also highlight the 2020 championship for those fans who were unable to have a celebration.
So let me paint you a picture here, because I'm at a college football game on Friday night. I'm watching UNLV play Boise State. It's the biggest crowd in the history of UNLV football to watch a game in person. And I'm watching game one on my phone. And I'm looking down and I'm going, they're bringing in Nestor Cortez. Why are they bringing in Cortez? Okay, this is wild. Now they're walking Mookie. Yes, Verdugo's catch, I thought, as a Red Sox fan, I thought, oh my gosh, that's going to help the Dodgers or the Yankees win the World Series. I'm sick to my stomach. He's the guy the Red Sox got back for in the Mookie Betts trade with the Dodgers. I can't believe that they're going to pitch to Freddie instead of pitching to Mookie. And I'm going, what are you doing with this? I'm stunned at this, but I am watching and the entire building erupts. And I'm like, and I'm with my girlfriend and she's like, did the game just end? And I'm watching my phone and I'm like, wait a second. I'm normally ahead. I was behind everybody, about 30 seconds behind. And everyone starts screaming. Dodger fans are running up and down the aisle. They're all going crazy. It was a surreal moment. It felt like such a futuristic moment that we're at a football game, yet everyone's watching the game on their phone and having that moment. What was it like to be around it in that moment when that ball sailed into right field?
It illuminated not just the stadium, but the city. And I say that because it was Carmageddon that Friday. I mean, you had USC Rutgers, you had Lakers Suns, you had what we call the East LA Classic, which is a big high school football rivalry between Garfield and Roosevelt that was being played at SoFi Stadium. The Black Eyed Peas were also the halftime performers there. So that was a nice crowd.
Wow.
You had a concert at the Intuit Dome. Then you also had the AFI Fest in Hollywood. So it was a lot going on, including the World Series Game 1 on a Friday. And if you can imagine what LA traffic is like on a normal Friday, God help you when there's about 5 or 6 different events all over the city. And it illuminated the entire city. I was happened to be heading into the clubhouse or lining up for the clubhouse and watching Derek Jeter and A-Rod, their faces just sinking as the Yankees just blew it, and how Big Papi was like going ape, you know what, when it came to why he said, oh, the Dodgers are good, my friend. Oh, brother. And if I could have captured that moment, I think I would have went viral if I were able to capture that moment at that time. I just wasn't thinking about it. But the whole stadium shook. It was just so electric to watch that. Freddie Freeman, who had been consistently hitting that night. I understand lefty upon lefty, but Aaron Boone, that was the most bonehead decision you could make as a manager. Now, no disrespect to Aaron Boone, because Aaron Boone will forget more baseball than I can remember. But at the same time, eyes don't lie, guts don't tell a tale. And when you can look at the guy, you walk Mookie Betts, right? Which I would have let Mookie Betts either beat me or let me beat him. You walk him to get to the guy who's been the most consistent hitter of the night out of the entire lineup. Yep. And you have the audacity, the God-fearing disrespect. Because to me, it was so disrespectful to put Freddie Freeman in that position because you didn't trust that Freddie Freeman could come through, whether it was going to be a single, double, hell, maybe even a triple off the wall. You thought that you were going to catch Freddie Freeman slipping like a bad transmission, and guess what? You got burned for it because he channeled his inner Kirk Gibson. And ironically, we found out later it was the exact same time that Kirk Gibson hit that magical homer that propelled the Dodgers to win that game and ultimately win that series. Another fun fact I found out that there were 3 Dodgers on the team that are currently on the team that were born on the same day that Kirk Gibson hit that home run.
Oh my. 8:47 Pacific time.
8:37.
Oh, 8:37. Thank you.
Incredible. Nick, you're at the game, and I've sat in that press box with you, so I kind of, you get the feel for the crowd, you get the feel for everything going on. When he takes out Garrett Cole, when he does, is everyone going, wait a second? Because like he was dealing. I mean, he was really, really good. And I'm watching a game going, they're taking him out. Like now, this is when you ride the horse, right? Like you go.
Here's the kicker. It was about, I believe it was 88 or 89 pitches that Garrett Cole ended up having before he was departed off the mound. And I was shocked because Garrett Cole pitched a masterful game. And that's not taking anything from Jack Flannery because except for giving up that homer, Jack Flannery was going mano a mano with Garrett Cole at early on in the game. Garrett Cole just knew how to settle down and keep his focus. And it reminded me of the 2020 team when they had to deal with the Dodgers nemesis named Blake Snell, because they could not deal with Blake Snell until he was pulled. Once he was pulled off that mound early, same way Garrett Cole was pulled off that mound early, the Dodgers capitalized on the opportunity of that bullpen. And I think even when they see Garrett Cole again, I won't be surprised if Aaron Boone does the same damn thing by pulling Garrett Cole early, and especially if Garrett Cole is going deeper in the innings and making sure that he's playing significant, he's making sure he's watching his pitches and making the Dodgers not capitalize on opportunities and leaving money on the table, as it were, meaning men on base. I can see the same thing happening again. I think the Dodgers, what I told people was that for many that have not watched this Dodger team the entire season, even in the NLDS, maybe you're just now paying attention to them in the CS when they played the Mets in the series, in the 6-game series. This Dodger team has gone through so much adversity. They've gone through so many ups and downs, smiles and frowns. It's unheard of. It's like you writing a script. A script could not be written better. If you're going to comment and pretty much calculate the Dodgers' moves. And so, to me, arguably, this is probably one of the best managed teams that Dave Roberts has handled. And I told people before the season got started, y'all better be thanking the good baseball guys above and be sending Dave Roberts wine and Christmas cards, because he is one of the main catalysts on why Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto decided to come to the Dodgers. There was a cultural connection, and there was also, as we saw in the clubhouse after the NLCS win, there's a connection between those two. Because when I saw those two hug, which I posted on my Twitter at Nick Hamilton 213, it was like a father and son congratulating one another. That's how it felt to me. That's how it was received to me. And it was such a beautiful moment to see those two and all the ridicule that Dave Roberts got throughout the season. And to me, I think at times Dave Roberts really gets the short end of the stick from the people sometimes, because it's a lot that Dave Roberts has to manage. He has to manage a bunch of egos and be able to blend that clubhouse together. Young, veterans, older, in between.
Guys don't speak the language. Guys come from different parts of the world, let alone the countries. I mean, it's an international clubhouse. I just discovered how much ties that Freddie Freeman has with Canada from his parents and all that other stuff like that. And then Shohei and Yamamoto, the guys in the bullpen. I mean, these guys are coming out. He got Ice Cube bringing the team out in a dude. How great was that?
That was fantastic. First of all, kudos to the Dodgers organization and others who were involved in that, because you couldn't have had a better person represent the West Coast.
Oh,
the West Coast Don, the legend, Ice Cube, throwing up the dub, dissing the Yankees to their face.
I
mean, it was incredible. Representing Kobe, keeping his memory alive. It was beautiful, man. I loved every moment of it. I know we're gonna have to deal with Fat Joe when they go to New York to deal with the East Coast stuff. And again, I love, I got love for Fat Joe. It's no disrespect at all. Fat Joe gonna represent for his turf, as he should. He's a New Yorker through and through, so he's gonna represent New York. But understand, it's still the West Coast out here.
Well, Nick, let's go to tonight. That's because so Shohei slides into second. Shoulder gets tugged out of the socket. It's nothing all that serious, but it's definitely something that he's going to be dealing with for the rest of this series.
Sure.
It's not a torn labrum, which is big, but whenever you get I had that happen to me multiple times. It sucks when you have that, it all gets stretched out. It's sore as hell. Sure. Would you sit Shohei tonight? Would you give him the night off, or would you play him because it's the World Series?
I would play him, but I would manage how he plays through every line at bat. Right. And I think especially if you have a significant lead or would you have confidence in the lead that you may have going deeper into the game, you may want to say, okay, Shohei has 2 at bats. We got maybe a 2-run lead going into the 7th. Okay, CT3, we need you to come on up and do what you need to do. Miggy, let's reconfigure how we're going to manage the rest of this lineup for the rest of the game. And hopefully our bullpen can hold on. If Walker Buehler handles his business like he's supposed to, our bullpen can hold on. Because let me tell you something, that Dodger bullpen is no joke. And that Dodger bullpen, yeah, they gave us a scare in game 2 because, damn it, Blake Trinan, boy, you better be glad you got out of that jam.
Woo!
But I think with
it's the underlying part of this run, is it not? They won a clincher against the Padres in a bullpen game. They won a clincher against the Mets with a bullpen game, and everybody said Dave Roberts can't manage a bullpen, can't manage a pitching staff. Dude, he's putting on a clinic. He's putting on a clinic, Nick.
Dave, Matt, when you're going back to Matt's original question, when Shohei did that, Dodger Stadium is an open air stadium. Let me tell you something. The air was sucked out of Dodger Stadium at that moment because we were like, oh my God. I even text a doctor, friend or colleague, whatever you want to entitle it. I talk to him periodically on Twitter, and he deals with sports injuries and things of that nature. And I asked him, I said, hey man, I saw him tweet it out. I said, okay, what's the best scenario, basically? Worst case scenario. He broke it down to me what the two were. And we were like, hey man, NHK is reporting that. That's when I tweeted out that. We finally got to Dave Roberts. He basically said what the doc told me was the best case scenario. So I said, okay, more than likely they're gonna pop it. Go get an MRI, because Shohei was gone before the end of the night. He was already gone. So that told me, they're gonna have an MRI, but probably the MRI may have taken place that night, maybe early that morning. Who knows? But if he can play, Shohei is gonna play, because if you all the marbles are on the table. There's nothing, unless his shoulder's about to fall off. He's going to play because Shohei wants to play. Shohei wants to contribute. He's not a guy that shies away from big moments. He will take it if he's doing great in them, or if he's doing piss poor. Shohei is not a person to run from adversity. He will hit it head on. He will take accountability when he doesn't, perform. And when he performs well, he performs well. So no, I think you manage Shohei's, at bats. You watch, I'm sure the training staff is going to be talking to him and finding out, hey, how you feeling? What are you feeling? Can you move the range of motion? The great thing about it is that he had good range of motion. That was the key. Because if he did not have good range of motion, I think you do set him for game 3, and then you monitor him moving forward. But let me tell you something. This Dodger team, as I said before, is resilient. This bullpen, and to me, the toughest series the Dodgers have dealt with was against the San Diego Padres. Not just physically, but mentally. They had to get that monkey off their backs. And they knew that if we were going to make a significant run, we have to go through the San Diego Padres. And then once they conquered the San Diego Padres and broke their spirits like nobody's business, that's when I knew, okay, this Dodger team may make a World Series appearance.
Because the lineup has been great. They're getting hits. They scored all those runs against the Mets. And they have turned Aaron Judge into, he looks like a guy who's in like Little League that you already know the answer to the questions. Judge is ice cold right here, 6 for 40 in the playoffs. Players with 200 at-bats in the postseason. Judge has the second worst average ever, 199. Yankee fans are going, well, he's going to come out of it. Nick, is he going to come out of it? Like, what are they doing?
He has an opportunity. Let me say this. I love Aaron Judge. I think he was batting, 336 during the regular season. He hit with runners in scoring position. He's definitely the AL MVP, as you mentioned, yes. But the postseason, he's been a milk carton all-star. And that's unfortunate because he's so talented. He's such a power. But the two guys that we've had that have been thorns in the sides of the Dodgers pitching staff have been Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton. And whether they've connected on a homer or connected with runners in scoring position, those are the two guys. We have Verdugo. Other than the defensive side of Verdugo, we haven't been, he's been a contributor. Obviously, Jazz Chisholm has been a great addition to the Yankees. Yeah. Defensively, he's hit at times at the plate, but he's stolen a base or two. So there are guys that the Yankees have that could be significant contributors. But the guy amongst guys, Aaron Judge, is going to have to shake his slump somehow, some way. If he doesn't do it in Game 3, you could pretty much kiss this one goodbye.
And we've talked about it all year that the Yankees were basically three bats, and I call him Mike, but Giancarlo Stanton was out for most of the season, so I mean he wasn't there. Soto's been Soto. He had his moment already in the playoffs with a crazy walk-off home run. What do you make of the pitching staff here for the Yankees in these next two games? They've already thrown Cole here. They got Schmidt going tonight. I mean, if they get down, is that lights out 3-0? Can the Yankees come back if they go down tonight?
I don't think they get swept. I think the Yankees are too talented to get swept. I do think the Yankees will. They're going to come out tonight. They're in Monday night rather. They're going to come out Monday night. They're going to come out Tuesday night. They're going to play. My concern is if they don't have the lemon booty and just come and just foil it to a point where they play so tight and they're so wound up, they don't play fluid. And teams like that who are down 0-2, and records have shown teams that are down 0-2 don't end up winning the series.
7-game series is 84%. Teams that go up 2-0, it's 84%.
So if they get down 0-3, and Walker Buehler is the Walker Buehler that we've been accustomed to seeing, and the bats get hot, but most importantly, the Dodgers defense. That's also been a very, very key component to the Dodgers' success has been their defense. And when Tommy Edman is in the outfield, it's much better than when he's in the infield.
Yes or no question from me. Will there be a Game 6 on Friday in LA? You think there's going to be a Game 6?
I think so. Because I listen, I don't think the Dodgers even the Yankees are going to get swept. Even if they go up, if the Dodgers go up 3-0 or if they up 3-1 by the end of Game 4, I still think the Dodgers don't get. I think Flaherty is the only concerning factor for me on the road because we've seen how Flaherty acts on the road in these last two post-game appearances. So that's what concerns me for Game 5. There's going to be a bullpen session for Game 4. Don't know how that's going to work out. That's 50-50. That's a toss-up. Maybe the bullpen gets hot and gets lucky, and they hold off the hitters. Maybe that's when Judge could come out against a bullpen session and really start to hit and connect and, get his guys who maybe are on base or maybe get on base himself to contribute and get them a win. I don't think the Yankees are going out just going to lay down. They've come too far. They have too much talent on this roster, no matter what Aaron Boone decides to call or not. I think this team is too talented. You got to give them the respect that they deserve. They've earned it. But I don't think the Yankees have ever faced a team like this Dodger team this year with their backs up against the wall. And you got to look at not just Dave Roberts managing, but you have to look at the coaching staff. You have to look at the pitching staff and how they've been able to get guys ready. The training staff, how they've been able to get Freddie Freeman ready, how they're going to get Shohei ready, how they've gotten Gratterall back into the frail of things. So
that was a surprise to see him come in the game when he did. He hadn't pitched in a while. He comes in, he grabs that ball barehanded, stares at it for a second, little style out, 1-3.
Yeah,
pretty impressive. Listen, last one for me, brother. You got to show off your talents here because it ain't just about the Dodgers. You're like Mr. LA. I follow you. You must follow this guy on Twitter at Nick Hamilton 213 because you're out and about. You're covering this. You're covering that. The Lakers are 3-0. Bronny's playing with his kid. Everybody's talking about the Lakers. I mean, seriously, are they back, Nicky? Or is the story the Intuit Dome and this guy Ballmer putting up a section where you can't wear this. You only can wear the stuff, and you go cheer like
wall.
What is going on with the basketball scene in LA?
Well, listen, the Lakers have definitely been successful. 3-0, I believe, first time since the 2010-2011 season, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. JJ Redick has won 3 of his games as the brand new head coach. I'm the jury's still out for me when it comes to the Lakers and JJ Redick. Talk to me in January when we talk about basketball and how great or how good JJ Redick is. Talk to me how good about this Laker team is. Listen, it comes off on the shoulders of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, when healthy, is a top 3 player in the NBA. Argue with your mama. The stats show otherwise. I like Anthony Davis. I think if Anthony Davis gets you between 68 and 70 games this year, I think he's definitely a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He could possibly be an MVP candidate. But I think Anthony Davis, the way he's been able to kind of open up his game a little bit more and be a threat on that floor on both ends of the floor. Anthony Davis is going to be the catalyst. I know we look at LeBron and how great LeBron has been playing, and listen, LeBron is sensational. There's make no mistake about it. Arguably, to me, one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA. 3rd best player all time on my book. Okay. But Anthony Davis is going to be, to me, the catalyst that is going to guide the ship upward or downward, depending on his health and availability. That's what I look at with the Lakers. As far as the Clippers are concerned and the Intuit Dome, it's a beautiful structure. Props to Steve Ballmer and what he's been able to accomplish. I think that's a beautiful structure. It is truly a basketball fan's dream to be in that place, to witness basketball being played in that dome. As far as what the team is going to do, led by James Harden, that remains to be seen. Kawhi continues to be missing in action. Listen, I think Kawhi Leonard is obviously an outstanding player. When he's healthy, he's an outstanding player. He's a guy that you have to pay attention to at all times on the floor. But I think Kawhi has done more of a disservice to this team by not being available than being of service when he is available. And that's a disappointing factor because Kawhi is so talented. He's such a great player to watch and to admire and to be in awe of when he makes certain plays. It's ridiculous, and it's really a shame that he's been plagued with injuries throughout the last few seasons of his career. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Clippers do. It's going to be interesting to see what the Lakers do. But again, talk to me about the NBA in January. Because that's when we get an idea of where these teams really are going to be. Obviously, the All-Star break hits, and then that's the second half of the season where teams really start to get in position to move up, move down, what injuries are going to be plaguing those teams, whether it's Golden State, OKC, Dallas, Boston, Milwaukee, the Knicks, Clippers, Lakers, Sacramento, whoever.
You know the show's called Bostonian versus the book, right? I mean, is anybody beating the Celtics, Nick?
I don't know if they're beating the Celtics outside of the Celtics beating themselves.
Damn it.
But again, you can't count out Miami. You can't count out the Milwaukee Bucks. You can't count out the New York Knicks.
Oh God.
I don't trust
the Bucks are 9.5-point dogs at Boston tonight, right?
Oh, God.
I don't trust the Sixers. I don't.
Nobody should. No one trusts the Sixers.
And it's sad. Yeah. Isn't it sad to see such a talent like Joel Embiid who could actually ball and hoop, and you got a guy like Paul George? Listen, I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey. I think Tyrese Maxey is an absolute stud. I think this kid gets it. I think he's growing and elevating in his leadership capacity, as we saw a few nights back where he was rallying his guys. That shows true leadership for a young kid of his stature without his two main stars on the floor with him. I love Tyrese Maxey. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be an incredible player. Again, health, and he continues to understand the mission at hand. I think Tyrese Maxey is going to be an incredible player. But it's not enough in Philadelphia to get somewhere if you don't have your two big stars available and ready to play alongside him to compete in the Eastern Conference. It's just what it is. Hopefully Paul George can get back. Hopefully Joel Embiid can get back and be able to sustain and make it a true
just be competitive
race in the East.
Please. We'll see.
So, Nick, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming on. Let's do this again soon.
We'll do this again.
Thank you. Anytime, fellas. You know me. I'm here. You do. If I'm not traveling, I'm here.
Give me a little West Coast on the way out. How do you do that with the fingers?
Oh, man. 4 fingers up, 2 twisted in the middle.
See you,
as Nick Hamilton joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Good to get him on talking Lakers, talking about the World Series from a LA perspective. LA up 2-0 here in the World Series, and we'll see what happens tonight, whether they go up 3-0 or not in the World Series. Minus 150. Yankees are big favorites tonight to win Game 3, which is probably
not easy. Like they're minus 450 to win the series.
The Dodgers are winning the World Series. I'd be stunned if they're not. If this would be,
the last time a team was up 2-0, they lost, right?
No, the Dodgers a Dodger Yankees World Series.
The last time a team was up 2-0, they lost. Not just Yankees Dodgers back when. The last time a team was up 2-0, they lost. Can happen. No.
Anything can happen. That's the beauty of sports. But I don't see it from this Yankee team. I just don't. I didn't see it going into the series. I don't see it now. When you have Aaron Judge 6 for 40, this is the problem. Your best guy is not showing up. He's a ghost.
And they put this thing up that he's got to go for a drug investigation or something.
I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that report is accurate. That was reported by a fringe reporter who it's not been picked up by anybody else.
All right.
So I'm not sure the Aaron Judge rumor about him having to be drug tested is accurate. So that was a Twitter rumor yesterday that flew around pretty fast. I'm not sure that's true that he actually has to, but there's a lot of things going on around Judge right now, and mostly it's the fans and the media asking, "Where are you?" Like, what?
Well, he owned up to it. I mean, he really did. Like that was good to see that he said what he said in front of the cameras and said, "Look, I got to be better. I got to find a way to get a hit. I got to find a way to make contact." I mean, the guy ain't even fouling the balls off. Like he looks like Pedro Serrano did in Major League, swinging, and the ball's like, they know the curveball's coming, and they won't let him hit.
All right, so we had the LA side of it. We'll get the New York side of it here in just.
You like this jacket, by the way? I've been saving this one. This is one of those Letterman jackets.
Yeah, I like
pro
it. It's
standard
nice.
People that got me that Super Bowl jacket. I've been waiting to wear this.
Oh.
Yeah, see what our next guest thinks about this jacket.
It's good, but before we have to just put up the stats because these stats are just so fun. So the Jets lost to the Patriots yesterday.
What?
Jets had 0 turnovers and held the Patriots to 247 yards and still lost. They're the first team to lose a game in which they did not turn the ball over and held their opponent to under 250 yards since week 3 of 2012. In week 3 in 2012, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers lost 14-12 to the Seahawks in the Hail Mary game. Since that game, teams to do that had been 220-0 until today. It gets worse, because the Jets scored 20-plus points, committed 0 turnovers, and held their opponent to under 250 yards of offense from 1940 until fucking yesterday.
Oh my
yesterday,
God.
Teams were 756-0.
Oh my God.
756-0 when they hit those 3 metrics. And yet the New York bumbling Jets, the bumbling, stumbling, pathetic franchise that is the New York Jets, lose to the Patriots when they're trying to lose. The Patriots are tanking the season, and yet Aaron Rodgers is 2-6. He gets the coach fired. They trade for his best friend, and they still suck. I mean, this is an unbelievably fun season for Patriot fans to sit back and go, you can't beat the Patriots when they're like this. They're 25-6 since 2010. 25-6.
Against the Jets.
Against the Jets since 2010.
They were 7-point favorites yesterday, and everybody teased them down because they can't lose. Even if they don't cover, they'll win the game. Boy, oh boy, this is unraveling quickly.
Oh, it's already unraveled. It's not unraveling. It's unraveled. There's, you know the toilet roll. Like we're at the cardboard. There's no more toilet paper on the roll.
That's it. It's done.
We have unraveled. This shitstorm is gone. Like we are done. See you later. I mean, if you're Robert Saleh, I mean, there are sports gods because Robert Saleh gets to sit back and go, you're 0-3 since you fired me, guys. You look great, by the way. You guys are tremendous. You're 0-3. Good move there, Woody. Way to listen to old quarterback, 41-year-old quarterback.
They play on Thursday on primetime. Like, you couldn't have asked for a worse thing to happen. You play Houston on primetime in New York, and they're favored. You see this, right? They're favored. They're favored by a point.
It's unbelievable. It's
Start
spreading the news. The Jets suck today. I want to sit right here and laugh at New York. The Jets last in the division.
Should we sing that? Start spreading the news.
The Jets suck. Oh,
yeah.
it is such a fun thing to watch this debacle happen. It is so fun to watch. Look, the Yankees are in the World Series. It's an awesome thing. Great. But the Jets and the Giants both are just absolute dumpster fires. Well, let's bring on a Jet fan. Let's get the Jet perspective on all of this. Frankie, the producer from Sports Grid. Now, you come on this show, Frankie, and you're a Jet fan after that debacle.
Thank you, baseball season.
We'll get to the Yankees later, but your team is a disaster, dude.
Yeah, listen, that's just the Jets, and the Jets are still favored on Thursday night here against the Texans by a point.
They were favored by 7 yesterday, Frankie.
No. Here's what I'm going to tell you. They're still favored, which just actually they flipped now. They're underdogs plus 1.5. The Jets go against any point of logic, any analytical data, numbers, talent, anything you want to throw out there. The Jets go against it. It doesn't make sense. You look at the Jets team on paper, it's great on paper. Yeah, it never works on the field. So the Jets defy logic. It can't be explained. There's no explanation for it.
Are they going to trade Devontae Adams?
No.
That came out yesterday that there's all these players that are potentially, if they start to sell off, that Adams could be one of them if they trade out.
Nah. The Jets won't trade Devontae. They'll probably run it back next year with Rodgers and Devontae. Rodgers' ego probably not going to let him retire on a year like this. It's such small things with his ego. And obviously, like, I root for the guy as my quarterback, but like, it's such small things. Like when you're watching the game, every time the Jets get in the 5-yard line, the 3-yard line, the 2-yard line, what's the first play? Surely they run it. No, we got to throw it. We got to get those passing touchdowns up. So Rodgers' ego, I don't think will let him retire. They'll probably run it back next year with Devontae and Rodgers and Brees and Garrett. Honestly, they're going to have a new coach, but like they're going to hire someone that's not – they're going to hire someone that never has another chance of being a head coach again. Does that make sense? It's going to be Jason Garrett, Rex Ryan. It's crazy to say that, but it's going to be someone that never has another chance of being a head coach because nobody else would take the job. You got to be on like acid to take the job at this point. So that's just what it's going to be.
Frankie, so I had the Dodger stuff on. I put the Yankee stuff on for you out of respect for you. Yeah. We'll get to the Yankees in a second. But how old are you?
23.
23.
Yeah.
Have the Jets ever been good in your life?
Yeah. We went to the AFC Championship game when I was about 11.
With Rex Ryan.
Was it fun?
He lost.
Was it fun?
We used to go to a family friend's house. I was only 11 years old at the time, and there was a big husky that would sit outside in the snow, and I would play with the husky while the Jets were in these playoff games. So I had fun doing that. Yeah. But as far as watching the Jets, like in my fandom the last 10 years, no, it's been constant pain.
It sounds like it because you produce the show. I go on with Blewett and Ranieri every Sunday. And like, I can feel the pain in your voice. And then while I'm on, before I come on or after I come on, the things that you say are just like a Jets fan should and could be saying. But it's like, is it hard to be a Jets fan, Frankie?
It's not easy, but like you come to terms with that nothing is ever going to make sense. No matter what they do, like it doesn't work. They could have a game where they don't get penalized, where they clean up the penalties, and all of a sudden the kicker will miss 2 field goals, an extra point. They could fix that, and they'll have literally 17 penalties 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, not exaggerating, 17 penalties. They could fix that, and all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers will throw 3 interceptions. When he hasn't thrown 3 interceptions, I'm sure you could put up a stat in 20,000 games. Nothing will ever work for them. They're a lost cause.
After the game, Rodgers talked about the darkness again.
Yeah.
This whole thing about going into the darkness, and you must embrace the darkness and be comfortable with the darkness. Is his act running thin in New York? Are people sick of this already?
That's a tough question. People are sick of him. I don't know. I think it's 50-50. I think people make up their mind about Rodgers before they give their opinion. You have your opinion on Rodgers and you don't change it no matter what happens. So I don't really think it's wearing thin. But I think if you give Rodgers truth serum if you injected him, I think he regrets leaving the Packers, leaving a stable organization. You came to the place with the worst luck of all time. It's luck. There's nothing else. It's like not real how bad the Jets' luck is.
Oh, it's luck and ineptitude, and there's wise people that say you make your own luck, and boy, they are making their own luck, and it's all bad.
I mean, the GM, it starts with the GM. I mean, we've drafted 3 offensive linemen in the first round in the last 5 years. None of those 3 players will probably start on Thursday night, what are we doing? We sign offensive linemen every year. You could go George Fant, John Simpson, Morgan Moses, Tyron Smith. None of them are good. That's going to be Joe Douglas's undoing. Ultimately, as the Jets GM, the offensive line is just awful, and it never gets fixed.
Let's talk about something happy.
Yeah,
Is it really happy? Listen, you're going to the World Series tonight as a Yankee fan with your dad. That made me happy when you told me you were doing that. Okay, going to a baseball game with your dad for your team is just. I mean, in a regular season, it's fun. You're going to the World Series, Frankie, and your team is down 2-0, and your biggest bat in a 3-hole can't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of excitement and hope are you bringing to Yankee Stadium tonight with Papa B?
So, shout out Papa B. I'm at his job right now. Roto-Rooter, shout out Roto-Rooter. Go call him. Maybe we'll go to game 4 if enough people call Roto-Rooter today. But Aaron Judge, everything that starts with the Yankees winning, obviously the caveat is Judge has to hit. So that's aside. They're not winning if Judge doesn't hit, clearly. Now, optimism for the Yankees, down 2-0. The Dodgers are not beating the Yankees in the way that they beat the Mets. They're not scoring 8 runs a game. Like, they're not scaring. I know it's stupid to say we're down 2-0. They haven't scared me through 2 games. The last game, they went 7 innings without scoring a run. They only scored in 2 innings last game. They're not pounding the Yankees. The Yankees they're right there. The Yankees have Clark Schmidt going tonight. It's Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler is not himself right now. He's not the guy that's going to go.
He was good last time out, Frankie.
He was on the ropes. The Mets let him off the ropes a little bit. The Yankees got to get those runs home and then carry it over to tomorrow. It's going to be a domino effect. The Dodgers are bullpenning tomorrow. So if the Yankees can get to Walker Buehler early, it can matter for tomorrow. None of it will matter if Judge doesn't hit. They can make it count for tomorrow, and the path is there to tie it up. And then, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, but you have Cole looming in game 5. You got to make it count today. It's 1 game at a time. You can't win 3 games in 1 game. You just got to win today, get to 2-1, keep it going tomorrow. The Yankees lineup is going to change tonight. It's already changed. I don't know if you guys saw Trevino is playing for Wells. Wells, you want to talk about can't hit water, fell out of a boat. Wells has never seen a high fastball in his life, I don't think. So Trevino's in the lineup today. Judge, I think Judge might get moved up. I think they might move Judge above Soto and stack Soto and Stanton that way and maybe try to get Judge some more pitches to hit because you can't walk them with Soto behind them. You can't walk Judge with Soto and Stanton. I know Judge hasn't hit anything, but I think that could be a way to jumpstart Judge without moving him down in the lineup, which they're not doing.
Nobody loves to eat their own more than Yankee fans and New Yorkers loving to eat their own. If Aaron Judge keeps this going, if he's batting sub 200 and they lose this series in 4 to 5 or 6 games, what's Aaron Judge's future in New York with the fans and the media?
Yeah, we're going to have to take his money, give it all to Soto, and then add another $400 million. Captain, he's the captain of losing so far in the playoffs every year. So not good. Booed. He's going to get booed if he plays poorly. That's it.
You're going to boo the captain of the Yankees?
The MVP. The MVP, Frankie.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you guys are ruthless. Yeah. I mean, you guys are just. There's no margin for error. So they win today. Say they win today.
Mm-hmm.
Are they coming back to LA? Is there going to be a game 6 on Friday?
Yeah. I think over 5.5 games is minus money on FanDuel the last time I checked. Minus 140, I thought it was. So I think they'll get back to LA. They're not far off the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers I know they hit the Grand Slam game 1. I know. They only scored 2 runs for the first 8 2/3 innings of the game. The Dodgers are not beating the Yankees by that much. If Judge hits, the Yankees are going to go from 2, 3, 4 runs to 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. The Yankees, they're right there with the Dodgers. They just gotta get it through. People are panicking. They shouldn't be panicking. We obviously got to win tonight, but it's not really that far off.
What's the plan? Right from Roto-Rooter to where? Where you going to that Billy's place, and then you're going. What's Billy's?
Billy's is a big bar. It's like a gigantic warehouse, almost. It's a huge bar outside Yankee Stadium. It's actually directly across the street from the old Yankee Stadium. So it's like a block down from the new Yankee Stadium. And Stan's is right next to there. Stan's I kind of like a little more because you could be outside. We'll hang out there.
Game, and then you're going home.
Yeah, then going home with a win. Singing Sinatra. Start spreading the news.
You think we hear Sinatra tonight?
Yeah, you're gonna hear Yankees win, and then Sinatra will play over the speakers.
Over or under?
What is it? 8.5? Over.
Mm-hmm.
Over. Clark Schmidt, Walker Buehler. I mean, you're probably looking at under 6 2/3 innings combined between the starting pitchers. So, over.
Right.
It's going to be
excited about this. Is he pumped up, or is he kind of like accepting that? Like we're like, I don't know.
No, World Series. The Yankees have been close both games. Like last game, if Judge comes through in the 9th, they had Trinan on the ropes. Volpe swung on a bad pitch, I know, but they're right there with the Dodgers. The Dodgers are not pounding the Yankees. They're not scoring 2 runs here, 1 run there.
You are managed by Aaron Boone, though.
Boone's guy. We're gonna get into this. Boone's game 1 decision making.
You're managed by Aaron Boone.
You'll ever see.
So, like, you can talk about your lineup, your team, everything else. You're managed by Aaron Boone, who put Cortez in a spot that I was at a football game watching on my phone, and I said, "What the fuck is he doing?"
It's not even about. It's the decisions that led you to that point where yes, you could still put Tim Hill in the game. Taking Garrett Cole out of the game with 88 pitches because it's a leadoff single. Why are you paying Garrett Cole $36 million? You're wasting your money if that's your mindset. You're wasting your own money if that's the way that you're going to think. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You got to leave the guy in the game. You got to win the game. The Yankees managed in game 1. They managed to use Garrett Cole, Luke Weaver, Clay Holmes, and Tommy Kahnle. Those are 3 top bullpen options with their ace before the end of the 8th inning, and didn't have the lead going into the 9th.
Oh, my God. Please don't remind me. All right, last one for me before we get you out of here. I got to ask you this because the show is called Bostonian versus the Book, and you got to show off your tools too, your wheelhouse. The Knicks. Yeah. I mean, you live and die with that team. You're very much you like the Knicks a lot, and they got smoked on opening night. The show is called Bostonian versus the Book. You've accepted the fact that the Knicks are not beating the Celtics, right?
That was crazy. The Celtics just choosing to not miss it. If they go with the game plan of never missing a shot, they'll win every game.
Correct.
If they just go with the game plan, we'll shoot 100%, they just won't lose. But the Knicks are good. Long season there. A lot still to go. But that was insane. That game won. I mean,
do you feel like the Knicks are even close to being, like right now as constructed, to beat challenge in a 7-game series, Frankie?
Challenge in a 7-game series? Yeah, I don't know if they'll win, but I think they can compete with the Celtics. Yeah.
Porzingis didn't play, dude. The third best player for Boston didn't play.
He's not playing in May and June either.
Really? He played last year. He played last year, did he not?
Even a broken clock gets right eventually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've seen enough. And I'll stand on that one. Tatum fixed his jump shot. So thank Steve Kerr for that. Thank you, Steve Kerr, for just
waking him up.
Screwing over the entire East.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good. Is it weird that you're 23 and that 20 years ago yesterday, the greatest collapse accumulated in the Red Sox, breaking the curse, and the Red Sox have won? How many championships have you seen for the Yankees?
I remember in 2009.
One? And so there's been 4 for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
There's been 6 Super Bowls for the Patriots. Like, is it tough to be a guy that your dad saw a lot of winning, but at 23, you have yet to experience such joy?
Yeah, that's why we're going to the game tonight. My dad was at the clincher in '96 when Charlie Hayes caught that foul ball down the baseline. He was right there. I've never been to a World Series game, so he bought the tickets. Shout Roto-Rooter again. So look, we got to win tonight. Positivity. There's no reason to be negative. We're in the World Series. Positivity. Positive.
You're a Yankee fan.
Go to Billy's, get a beer, take a shot, win the game. Enough.
Negativity is built into your brain, unfortunately.
So. Negativity will be built if Judge goes 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks, but
which is probably going to happen. Frankie, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy the game tonight. It should be a lot of fun.
Let's go Yanks.
Frankie, the producer, joining us here from the Bostonian versus the Book. Good to get him on the program.
We nicknamed him Frankie the Fade.
Okay.
He does producer picks, and we've done a lot of stuff with him and Dane, and he does a great job with the shows on Sports Grid, and he has the thickest New York accent ever. I mean, it is just strong, and he really believes it. He wants to believe it, and I'm like, Frankie, I'm trying. Like I went on the show yesterday, and I said, "How do you feel about the Jets today?" Because they're playing the Patriots, And it's really going to be annoying tomorrow on Bostonian versus the Book if the Patriots actually win this game. You know they could win the game, right? He's like, no, they're not winning today. So, Frankie, Jets are a mess. I don't know. That was fun. I got to admit. Look,
the Jets tonight
was fun.
What do you make of this? I think if the Yankees win, game goes over. Dodgers win, game goes under.
Correct.
So,
yeah,
pick your poison. Correlation.
I can't wait to watch it again. The Steelers are playing the Giants, and we'll get to that in a second.
Roto-Rooter doing my next drain
cleaning. Roto-Rooter right there. King of course. Roto-Rooter doing my next drain cleaning for sure.
Nice job.
I need my drain cleaned, if you know what I mean.
I don't, and I don't want to know.
Pause. Roto-Rooter does a great job.
Yeah, they do. I'll be very curious to see the atmosphere after the second inning if the Yankees go down early. What? Because
pause. Pause. Thank you, Whitrock. You were thinking the same thing. I was thinking double pause.
So to me,
they go down. Is it over? Like, I don't think it's
the butt clenching, the sphincter tightening in that building will be so tight if that happens that no, I don't think the Yankees, if they don't score first tonight, they lose. This is where being at home is a detriment. They don't believe. Yankee fans don't believe they can beat the Dodgers.
I disagree.
Okay.
You got guys like Frankie going with their dad that believe everything. They think they were close. Like, and they had game 1-1. All you had to do was leave Cole in another inning, and then they would have had the rest of the. I would have left him in until his arm fell off. He had 88 pitches. It's old school baseball, but like
this is like saying the Jets win the game if Greg Zuerlein could kick a field goal. Like it didn't happen. Like it's all the things you want to talk about. Awesome, missed an extra point, missed a field goal. I thought Mike Francesa was going to have a heart attack on his post-game show last night, talking about Greg Zuerlein freaking out. So it's awesome. Those things should have happened. Zuerlein should have made 4 points for the Jets. They could have won the game. Yes, the Yankees were close in game 1, but they lost in historic fashion. I don't know how you come back from that. I don't know how you come back from a grand slam walk-off home run, the first in the history of baseball. We've been playing baseball for over 100 years. We've never seen somebody choke like that, where they walked Mookie Betts with 2 outs to load the bases to get to Freddie Freeman, and on one damn pitch, he hit the damn ball to Nevada.
Well, Cortez threw 2 pitches.
Yes.
One was a pop-up
for Ohtani.
Verdugo caught, and then the next pitch he threw landed out in the right field stance. They literally threw 2 pitches, both fastballs. Got away with one with Shohei, and then didn't get away with that one. But again, it's one game. I mean, Giancarlo hit that home run. They were winning 2-1.
Yeah, but then game 2 happens, and Freddie goes deep again.
Incredible.
I mean, Freeman backs it up, goes back, he hits it again.
Just incredible. Give the kids a poll right now. Who wins game 3 tonight? Dodgers or Yankees? I'm pretty curious what the people think, because I really do think the Yankees are going to win tonight. I do. I think the Yankees win tonight.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do. And I'm saying it with belief. Like, I really do. And then I'm going, really? Like, yes.
It's just because baseball
bro.
It just doesn't end this way. Sweeps don't happen. Like, it's really rare to see 3-0. It's rare. Like, the energy in the building. Yankees win game 1. Dodgers win game 4. Yankees win game 3. Dodgers win game 4. I don't know about game 5. Most likely the Yankees win to stave off elimination. They go back and they win it in 6 in LA.
It's so much fun, like being a baseball family, softball family like we are. And the kids are back in Rutherford, New Jersey, which is a shadow of New York City. So they are roommates and stuff with Yankee fans. And they are representing the West Coast.
Dodgers, good.
They like, I got the call FaceTime after the Freeman home run. Kylie was running around going, "Did you see that? That was amazing!" Like, going nuts. And her roommate was in tears. Like, Kylie, stop talking about it. It's enough. Like, she's like, "No, that was awesome." She's like, the Yankee fans, now she's really like, they're getting an education in what it's like there. And they're like, boy, Yankee fans are really annoying, Daddy. I'm like, oh,
come over to my side. Tell her to come over to my side. Come over. Come on over.
You guys are welcome on Bostonian versus the Book anytime, anyway. But
come on over.
You know, they're big Phillies fans, but they like the Dodgers. They did, and you know, they traded away a couple of their favorite players, so they're not disenchanted with it. But who doesn't like watching Shohei play?
Of course.
Shohei's contribution tonight will go a long way in what happens in the game. He has to be on that field.
If he's healthy. Well, not on the field he's hitting, but if he's
I know, but like he has
in the lineup, yeah.
Him getting on first and not really being able to run for fear of slide. Like if they take all of that away,
his shoulder, he just can't slide the way he did. He had that trail arm, and when that's how I dislocated my shoulder. I did it the same way. If you have the arm extended like that, it all the muscle, all of the tendons, everything just stretches out. It snaps back. Your shoulder is like your labrum is basically a rubber band that's around the socket. And so you just stretch it out and it snaps back into place. So it's a slight subluxation, they call it, basically a slightly dislocation. And the next morning, he's hurting. Like yesterday morning, he was in serious pain.
Right.
And today, each day will get less and less. I thought he'd miss tonight. I thought they wouldn't play him in game 3 to say, hey, let's get it right for 2 days. Let's make sure you can play game 4 and 5. We got you in game 3. Don't worry about it. We're up 2-0. I am surprised that it's after the game. He has a lot of strength and mobility, which is huge. Like you heard Nick say, that's a big deal for the arm, but he's in pain. There's absolutely no way his power will be affected. He may still be a great contact hitter and just get singles and doubles, but if he goes deep, it'll be insane to me if he hits a home run with that shoulder.
Pause. Again, going deep. There's so many analogies to things that happen in baseball that happen in other areas of life.
Too.
Right? Yeah. Get a couple balls.
So I think you're right. I think Yankees win. We'll see game 3. We'll see what game 4 looks like. The Maryland Miracle happened. We talked about it a little bit in the open. If you missed it, we'll play it later on. But the question has to be asked as to what was Tyreek Stevenson doing? Taunting fans.
Talking to the fans is what he was doing.
And then he runs in full speed, jumps up, tips the ball, and it lands perfectly right into the hands. 29 is Stevenson touching the ball. He's supposed to knock the ball down.
Right.
And he comes in late, knocks the ball up, and there is Noah Brown right behind him to catch the football and send that entire building into pandemonium.
Absolutely hate when you knock a ball up. It's really,
but you're supposed to be communicating with your fans, with their players. Don't yell at the fans. Who cares what the fans are saying? Get 6 seconds left.
I don't understand it.
What are you doing?
Yankee thing off. I gotta get this Dodger jacket back on. That was inexplicable. I don't know. I felt like Washington should have had that game won by 100.
Right.
The whole game.
Right.
And the Bears hung around long enough.
Field goals, no touchdowns. That's why.
Right. And you're like, wait, what is happening here? Hold on. My arm is twisted and I'm gonna sublux my shoulder myself, trying to get this damn jacket back on. I thought Washington was gonna give the game away.
They basically did.
The Bears handed the ball at the goal line to a guy who they don't normally hand the ball off to.
And he fumbled.
And you're like, wait, did they just do that? I don't fault them for the call, but the execution was like, wait, what? What just happened? They fumbled the ball. Okay, Commanders are going to win. No, they're not. The ups and downs at the end of that football game were ridiculous. And you come down to one play, although Romo called it right before that. Let's do an out to get 10 yards closer.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Well, it was wild. After the game on NBC, they talked about it because, like, who do you call it? Devin McCourty said the Patriots would never allow that to happen. Belichick was always massively against that. Belichick would play press coverage on the outside and say, I'm not giving you 15 yards so you can get the ball to the end zone. And they gave him the 15-yard out, which let the throw make the end zone. So, yeah, the play before that was equally malpractice on Eberflus and the Bears to let that happen. And then the Hail Mary happened. I mean, so many things had to go in order. And look, I get that Bear fans are pointing out every little thing that happened, whether there was a lineman downfield, whether there was a hold. You're not getting that call. Okay, you're not getting the call in that moment. The NFL wants that play to happen. That is an international viral moment that will live in the infamy of however long Daniels plays. That play is going to be associated with Jaden Daniels and the magic he has brought to Washington. If a referee throws a flag in that moment, the league doesn't want that. The league wants it to be played out. Whether there's a call that should have been made or not, the league wants that to play out. So I know the anger. I get why you're doing the whole Zapruder film thing and you're ripping apart every little thing going, well, this guy got held and that guy moved here. And the league's never going to want that. Okay. The league, look, everyone. It's on the Today Show this morning. It's viral across the entire globe. The call in Spanish and English is going viral. I know Bram Weinstein. I was going to try to text him tomorrow and be like, what was it like to call that? So like Bram's the voice of the Redskins or the Commanders, excuse me. Commanders. And I'm never going to get that right. And that throw, we put it in the intro. They went crazy. They lost their minds.
Absolutely crazy.
NFL wants that.
We'll play it in about 20 minutes at the 1:30 mark of the show. We're going to play that opening video. If you guys didn't see it, you're getting here late. Welcome to the show. It's unbelievable. P-Roll had some time and did some edits and some crazy stuff put together from a crazy weekend. This game was the centerpiece of it.
Epic. And so flag's never coming down. I'm sorry. Anthony Richardson tapped out of the game in the loss to the Texans. After the game, he was asked why. He said, I was tired. You ever seen a quarterback starting quarterback ask out of a game because you're tired?
I've seen, didn't Donovan McNabb, wasn't he tired in the Super Bowl? He threw up on the field. He didn't leave the game.
Puked
right?
on the field. He had a concussion. That's why he threw up.
Well, didn't Anthony Richardson maybe have a concussion?
Maybe.
On that
but
shot.
he came back in the game the whole second half. Drake May got a concussion in the second quarter, and he couldn't come back in. They wouldn't let him. So I don't know if Richardson had a concussion or not. He just said, I was tired.
I don't know. He only missed one play.
Yep.
Anthony Richardson only missed one play. So I don't know. I guess it could happen.
Colts are 4-4 now after the loss to the Texans. Does that impact the team going forward?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room, but you got Joe Flacco, who all he does is win, sitting on that bench, and you're going, okay, we're 4-4. We got a shot at making a playoffs if things go right. Do we keep doing this? Do we keep hanging around in games and then not winning? Or do we put this old guy in and, I don't know, maybe use them both? Is that what the Addison said? Addison and Wrench. I think I like the thought of using AR and Flacco. Addison is there.
Right.
Do you think Colts fans are clamoring for that right now?
Yeah, Flacco wins. Richardson doesn't.
I don't know.
I know it's not that simple, but at the end of the day, Flacco won games with this team, with this roster.
Right.
Richardson has not. And he couldn't throw the ball in the first half to save his life. In the first half, I think he threw 10 yards. He was horrible.
What a mistake at the end of the first half. We threw a pick with like 25 seconds left.
Yep.
It turned the game. And then the Colts cover, they don't win. And yesterday there were a couple of those where the Dogs covered, didn't win the game. Green Bay being another one against Jacksonville. I was thinking of Emerson. I don't know what else to talk about with Jacksonville other than the fact that they're going to be in the running for the last pick of the draft or the first pick of the draft. The way they're continuing to go. I mean, competitive, yes, but I never really thought they were going to win the game, even though they were tied at one point. Could the NFL play a platoon role with QB Brandon Rincon? I don't know. Can they? Is that successful? I don't think so, Pete Roll. Do you?
Depends upon the packages you go ahead and develop for each one. Yeah, I think it depends upon which type of offense you're going to run. And if you have short yardage and goal line situations and red zone situations for Richardson, I think it could work. But everything else has to be Flacco. So it completely will stunt the development of Anthony Richardson. So if you're truly invested in him long term, no, you cannot platoon him with Joe Flacco. It won't work. What was Sean Payton doing with the Broncos? Fake field goal. He ran a trick play, all following the game, and they were throwing when they were up 28-7 on the Panthers. The game was over.
Getting reps.
With trick plays
quarterback
and fake field goals? What does that have to do with Bo Nix?
What do you mean? They're getting reps
on a fake field goal?
Yeah, run it now. We're up all these points. Why not?
Why put it on film? Why let someone see your formation? Why do that? J.C. Horn went right up to Sean Payton and said, "You ran the score up on us." Coach confronted a player confronted an NFL coach on the field after the game. Went ahead and put his finger in his face and was like, "This is like baseball. Someone's got to pay for that at some point down the line."
Are they?
Oh, I think so.
It's the NFL.
Guys in that locker room are gonna 100% gonna remember exactly what that was. I'm look, Peyton has been known to do this. Okay, this is the same coach that had the bounty in New Orleans. Okay, Peyton is a guy who, when he feels like he's got swag with his team, he's gonna go and show it off. The problem is it comes back around for Sean Payton, and it had come back around in the past for Sean Payton. So he must really like this team. He must really, really like the team. Because
Marcella Unda, who's from New Orleans, just came in a chat and said, "Petty Sean, he's coming after all the NFC South. Just wait till it's Falcons week."
Fair.
Wow.
It's fun. Okay. It's Carolina. It's not just Carolina though. It's just the league in general. You get this on there. There's a lot of things that are out there. And Daniel G, what do you want us to say about that debacle, that game? I mean, it wasn't even a game. How many special teams touchdowns did you guys have in that game? That was a
boy.
Lion. What are you going to say about the Lions game besides the Lions just did whatever the hell they wanted to do in that game? Open and shut. Open and shut. There's your Lions talk. They annihilated them. There's nothing. We didn't learn anything from the Lions game.
Did you see that Sonic tweet where he ran like Sonic the Hedgehog on easy level, and this guy put it out? Daniel G tagged me, which again, thank you, Daniel G, for doing that. He runs down the sideline and he's getting all the rings. He made the noise. It was incredible. That was fun. Good. I mean, the Lions did what they were supposed to do. That was a lot of people's successful entry into the Survivor. So, Denver. Now you got a big week this week. Detroit's going to Green Bay this week. We'll see.
See what happens.
Giants, one of the 3 outdoor games that they have all season.
That's crazy. Giants +6 tonight against the Steelers. Total is now 36.5.
Go get them, Giants bettors. Windows are open.
Enjoy. I think you win. I don't think you cover.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't believe in Russell Wilson. I didn't believe in him when you got him. I don't believe in him now. I think there's tape on him now. The lollipop throws to Pickens aren't happening tonight. Giants are going to get after your offensive line. You're going to make Russ move. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. And look, Daniel Jones cannot win in primetime. He cannot. He's 1-15. He's horrible at night. Giants are awful with him at night. Tomlin is amazing on Monday night. We'll see. Money line Steelers.
Did you do a same game teaser on this?
Of course.
Would you do Steelers and over?
No. Giants
Steelers.
and over.
Giants and over? Wow. Just said the Steelers are going to win and not cover. Just take it down to pick them.
But you can lose. Given the NFL, given what we've seen of teams at 6 points or higher in the NFL this season, no. Giants can win this game tonight. Giants can win. This is the ultimate buy low spot. This is everyone on the Steelers. This is group think entirely one way. Number opened up at 4. It's 6. It may be 6.5 at close. This is all
going down.
Is it going
down?
Okay, good. That's smart.
Yeah,
okay, that's the right side. 6 is right. I mean,
somebody's gonna dip it down to 5.5 here soon.
Okay. I'd be very curious to see how many points the Giants put up and what the Giants defense did, because when the Giants went on the road to Seattle, it was their defense that turned the football over consistently that led their offense to score. And I could see a very similar thing happening here tonight.
Type it in the chat, boys and girls. We just went over triple digits of people watching it live right now. So welcome in all of you. The noon Pacific lunchtime rush is
YouTube,
here.
you mean?
NYG on YouTube. What did I say?
Well, we've been over triple digits for a while. Triple digits on YouTube, but we've got.
I just looked at it. I didn't.
300 people watching on Twitter right now.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Type it in the chat. NYG or PIT? Who wins the game?
Everyone. Not a single person's going to take the Giants. Not a single.
Right.
Not a single person's going to take the Giants to win this game tonight. It's just one of those wonky games that everyone look at this Pitt
by 100,000 big business. They're not going to win by that much.
It's
let's
everyone.
ride. Chevy P. Pitt. CBW. Hashtag let's ride.
Been a rough week for the public. Giants are better on the road than they are at home.
Yeah, they lost a couple games. The public held their own yesterday with the overs. I mean, all the morning games went over except one.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. The Browns beating the Ravens was the biggest upset. That was good for the books. Wow.
There's not a single person taking the Giants.
It's hard to. Yeah. I don't know. I think the Steelers win. I think it goes over too.
Yeah.
36. And I would scream, from the mountaintops normally. But after watching the games yesterday, Giants will somehow get 13. I think the Steelers will get 24. That's 37. That's
I'm good with that.
36.
I'm good with that.
24-13.
Works for me.
If you tease the Giants, that ain't enough.
Plus 12.
Oh, you got plus 12. That's right. So 6 plus 6
good.
is 12. Math is hard. I'm even messed up. I thought it was
good.
10.
I'm good.
All right.
So I'm good with that. That's it. You want to win by 11, 24-13? Let's go. I'm signing up for that. Over 30? Yep. Let's go. That's a perfect. Let that be the final score. And I'm good.
An NFL game with the teased down total of 30. I got a pain in my loins that hurt. Like I just went, oh my God. Like those are the ones I got to sit in a book and take. And I'm like, damn it. Who put up this number? 36? Like, what are we doing? And then the cry in the books about not taking teasers and blah, 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 blah. Don't make the total that low. You got to take the bets. Yeah, 27-13 Seabass. I don't know. Seabass is here from Australia.
I see that. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. 30? Dear Lord. Is it possible it goes under tonight?
Under 30? My God. I'll watch baseball if that's the case.
14-13 Giants win?
Fine. Hey, I'm
that's under.
It's not good.
17-10 Whitrock, my Lord. Steelers team total, thank you, AOWN, is 20.5. I get that.
21, that's fine. 24-13 is fine. I'm good with it. That's a perfect final score.
If it finishes 24-13, somebody clip it. We're putting it out.
Yeah, it's an awesome final score. I'm all in on that score. To college football, the weekend was fun. UNLV did lose at home. I'm now 0-2 in my in-person watching UNLV. They lost to Syracuse when I was there. No more games for me. Lost to Boise when they're there. 29-24, the largest crowd ever to see a Rebel home game at Allegiant Stadium. And what's interesting, there's a site that's doing this about the team that could be the group of 5 who gets in. Boise's at 1, okay. Army's at 2,
okay.
Tulane's 3, but UNLV is 4, even with 2 losses. They're not that.
So that means assuming they're not going to lose again.
Well, they would have to run the table, right? Boise would need to lose to somebody else, and then UNLV would have to beat Boise, and then Army needs to fall apart because right now I think Army would get in over Boise State if Army keeps going the way that they're going.
Well, Army plays Notre Dame, right?
Correct. If they beat Notre Dame, it's going to be really hard. And the Irish just dismantled Navy, just took them apart over the weekend. So, I don't know.
Well, that's an interesting little dynamic that they're working on right there. That's fun. We'll keep an eye on that.
But Boise right now need to be number 1. I wasn't that impressed with Boise. I got to be honest. I thought Boise was a better team. But I wasn't overly like if Boise is not a top 15 football team, they're ranked 15th in the country, but they're not a top 15 football team.
I was going to go to the game Friday. I finished on Sports Grid. and the baseball game, I was like, I can't not watch this. I just couldn't leave.
Good call.
So Jess was like, are you going to the football game or not? And I'm like, what am I going to do? Drive and listen to this on the radio? This game has me on the edge of my seat. I don't want to miss it. She's like, we can record it. I'm like, no, I need to watch this live. And then it happened and all that stuff. And she's like, all right, are you going to run down there now? I'm like, no, I'm watching it on TV. This is good. And I kept watching it, waiting like for that explosiveness. Total was really high and it went way under. Another total in the 60s that goes under.
In college.
Got that from Evan.
Yep.
That stat. And we use that on Sports Grid. I've heard people talk about that stat all over the place in the content space. Totals in the 60s are a lot of times they're unders. That game was an under. Boise's an under. I don't know. Genty's not winning a Heisman. I think that's the other thing that I took away from that is like, he's a really good running back and he's probably going to play on Sundays, but they ain't giving him the Heisman.
No,
there
I
ain't
mean,
no way.
Look, he ran for over 120 yards in the game because they fed him the ball constantly, and UNLV just basically had a spy on him. And the interception that was thrown at the end of the first half in the second quarter was the difference in the game. UNLV had come into the game averaging 2.2 turnovers a game. They didn't get any. If UNLV had gotten a turnover in that game, I think they could have won the game, but they did not get a turnover, and they turned the ball over in a crucial pick that led to a touchdown, which was the deciding factor in the game. And I really was surprised that we saw a punt in that situation for UNLV with 8 minutes to go. I thought they'd go for the game. They kicked the ball back to Boise, and they never saw it back. They put the game into the hands of their defense, and Boise ran the clock out because Boise's got a really good running attack. So kind of a bummer situation for UNLV, but they could wind up seeing Boise again in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. So they would need obviously to win out and then win that game. So they may not be done with Boise just about yet, but that's another game in which I think UNLV is going to kick themselves saying we had a shot. Ohio State nearly lost to Nebraska at home, 21-17. Game day heads to Happy Valley. Number 4 Ohio State, number 3 Penn State. Massive game, and your quarterback might miss it. How you feeling about the knee for Drew Aller?
So the fun part about working in the books and doing the numbers for as long as I did and still kind of do off the record and on a consulting basis is making the numbers as you're watching the games and trading the text back and forth. I reached out to Maddie Lindemann and said, what do you make? What's your number on Ohio State and Penn State? I said, I'll go first. I always say I'll go first because a lot of times they hesitate and this and that. And I said, I'm making it 3, and I don't care who's playing quarterback. He said, I made it 6. And I go, that's rude. Like, whatever.
6.
Yeah, he laid the 3 already. So that's fine. Listen, we'll talk about this all week. And for those of you friends of me or the show that are in Ohio, you ain't friends this week.
Not friends this week.
It's Penn State, Ohio State is that one is, you want to talk about the things that move the things below the belt, get you excited? Yeah. Like Fitzy likes to say, we're like this all week. Okay. I don't need no blue chew. I've been looking forward to this since we did shows in the summer. And I thought Penn State could be undefeated and Ohio State could be undefeated going into this game. Ironically, Ohio State's not undefeated. And Penn State is the higher ranked team, yet they are a home dog. I get it all. I can't wait. If we weren't going to Del Mar, which we are going to Del Mar, we would be at State College on Friday. I had arrangements made pending them winning. I had people picking us up at the airport and all this other stuff. And we're going we're going west. But save the trip for a Penn State game, a road trip to another Big Ten city game, something. We'll see. Aller's not playing. Maybe.
No, it's game time. I think he's going to play. I'd be surprised. How effective will he be is the question.
Look, okay. I'm not worried about it. It's all about the defense.
It's going to be a fun game. Absolutely.
I can't wait. I swear I can't wait.
I agree, OWN. That resume is not great without it. The USC win does not look
Hold
that good.
on, AOWN.
The USC win doesn't look that good. I agree with him.
Oh,
USC is not good. It's at your best
one
win.
loss. If they keep this team out Even if they lose this game, they're going to the playoff. Don't give me that resume crap.
Uh-oh.
Penn State has to win this game to get in the playoff?
You're not going to like the SEC situation coming at you if that's the case. Texas A&M. Right now, Texas A&M would be the SEC championship game. There's a lot of SEC teams about to get at-large bids. A lot of SEC teams with at-large bids.
Is LSU in?
Right now, I'd say they're out. Beat Alabama, they can play their way in.
Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Because you have to think about it for a second. You got to go like,
they're out.
Right now they are, yes. But they can play their way back in.
They got 2 losses.
Yeah. Beat Alabama. Give Bama 3. Knock them out. Take their spot.
They're out.
Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State. I would agree. LL.
You're a big fan of the
He's
show.
right.
Really
But he's right. He's 100% correct on this.
So the Big Ten's getting 4 in?
Maybe.
Indiana, I feel like 1 loss Indiana, 1 loss Penn State. Who are they going to let in?
Indiana.
What?
Hey, welcome to playoff football. Your brand name means shit now. No one cares. I don't care what your brand name means. Indiana's the first team. Here's a stat you got to deal
Their
with.
resume?
Indiana's the first team in 20 years in FBS football to go 8-0 without ever trailing.
So their resume's better?
Yeah, right now.
Really?
Yeah, right now. We'll see. Again, you guys beat Ohio State. You have a top 5 win on your resume. Who's your best win? USC on the road is your best win.
Who's Indiana's best win?
Let's see something. Well, they're 8-0 records. It was a pretty good, impressive win.
No, they beat Washington.
Yes, they beat Washington at home.
Okay.
Their best win, they annihilated Nebraska. They annihilated Maryland. Okay. They annihilated Indiana.
Then they are Indiana.
Sorry. Excuse me. Maryland, Nebraska, Northwestern.
Great.
Excuse me, Northwestern.
Wow. Hello. Hey, keep it rolling. Keep it going. Keep going.
They had a win. Their wins are impressive. They've killed people.
Keep going. Who are they beat? The resume? You're going to give me the resume argument?
Just saying. If they're undefeated,
read the list of teams that they beat. Do you have it in front of you? I'll pull it up.
Their entire schedule? Sure.
Yeah.
Their entire schedule was Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington.
Okay. That's the resume you're going to go to the mattresses with.
With an 8-0 record and never trailing, yes. If you lose, I'm talking you with 1 loss. Because Indiana were on the table.
If we lose to Ohio State,
and they beat Ohio State.
If they beat Ohio State, they're in.
Okay.
If they lose to Ohio State and have 1 loss, they're going to take Indiana over Penn State? Come on.
Your wins, the West Virginia win is not good anymore. Bowling Green, Kent State, the Illinois win is okay, but losing, you guys both beat UCLA. You beat Penn State. Your best win probably is Wisconsin on the road this past weekend.
In the jump around.
It's probably your best win.
And covered.
Which is weak. It's not good. Wisconsin sucks. So it's a weak win. That's a weak win. It's your best win.
What?
It's a weak win. Wisconsin's bad. It's a bad football. They're 5-3. Wisconsin's got 3 losses. They lost to, they've lost to games. They got crushed by Alabama 42-10. USC beat Wisconsin. Yeah, it's not impressive. Like it's just not. Like they lost to Penn State. They lost to Alabama
I will 100%
and USC.
Fly to Indiana. If they end up with the same schedule, I will fly to Indiana. I will bring a producer with me and shoot me going into the bookstore and buying the candy striped pants, full top and bottom, and we'll wear it all over the place. If they have both the same record, there is 0 chance. Sorry, Indiana, that they're taking Indiana in a playoff over.
Who is? I think it's very interesting too, because you look at Penn State and you look at the storyline. The Indiana storyline is so much better than your storyline. It's still a TV show.
I love the Indiana storyline, and they got a Pittsburgh guy named Signetti.
It's still a TV show. It's just like the NCAA tournament. It is a TV show, and the Indiana story is better than the Penn State James Franklin boring show, which has been the same thing retread all over again.
I'm
so
like absolute shock.
I'm sorry. This is what the playoff will do. The playoff is going to make this very interesting and uncomfortable for brand names like your team. Penn State is going to have problems. SEC schools too. You're going to have problems because you're going to go, wait a minute, we're Tennessee. We're Penn State. What do you mean? Yeah, we got playoff time now, guys. We don't have to worry about you anymore with brand name. I'm not worried about this anymore. I'm worried about 12 teams. So, CBW, you think Penn State's story is better than Indiana's story? What planet do you live on? What, are you nuts? That's insane.
I just want to win the game.
You're insane.
They're going to have to shut me up. And don't let Penn State win on Saturday. We are going to have a problem. If you guys are part of the Brigade Proxy Service, you better get your picks in as early as possible because as soon as that game starts, I'm going to be very distracted. I'm 100% not going to put your picks in wrong or make sure that they're wrong. But man, oh man, Saturday is going to be electric. I can't wait. I'm already thinking about not sleeping. Friday, we go to the track. Hopefully, cash a try. Adam's coming on here on Thursday. Give us all the plays. I'm going to go with cash. I'm going to come back with more cash. And then I can't wait to watch the game on Saturday. I'm going to go in the darkness like Aaron Rodgers. If they lose, if they get smoked, it's going to be terrible. I'm sure Gus is doing the game, with Klatt. It's going to be a big game. This team lost to this team so many times. I swear. I already got the uniform planned. If they win and if they lose, 5 SEC teams. Oh, well.
And 3 Big Ten would mean it's Indiana. It's Indiana versus Penn State for an eliminator.
4-4. 4-4. I don't need 5, do I? I'm talking about this. I'm telling you. They're going to let it be SEC party again.
Get your tissues ready.
Happy tissues, Joel? Happy tissues?
I'm not happy tissues. A couple games tonight. Milwaukee's at Boston. Number is 9.5. Total is 233 in this one.
Basketball?
Yeah, hockey too. Equinox, baby.
What do you talk about this? I ain't even watching this.
Really? Oh, I'm excited to watch this. This is going to be fun.
Just lay the points. What the hell are we talking about here?
9.5. It's a lot of points, even for you.
You
want to lay 9.5?
Over. What's the total? 233. That ain't high enough. It ain't high enough. Score 250.
Lakers at the Suns tonight. It's a good game after baseball.
This I will watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Suns. You?
Yes. Moneyline Suns.
Look at you.
Time for them to lose.
You stop around with this BS with this lane is 4.5, huh?
The
hell with that.
Yeah. I got a good number too. It's 2.5 when I bet it. So I only laid minus 140.
This line was 2.5 last night?
Yes. It's 4.
I mean, it's only the second week of the NBA season. They're already playing games with the number. How is this not 4? Immediate number. When you ask me, Lakers at the Suns, they both didn't play the day before. 4. That's the number, 4.
And because they lost, Lakers beat them 2 games ago by 7.
Do everybody a favor before we get rid of or say goodbye to the Sports Grid and Sirius XM audience. Hit your thing right now talking about the weekend summary. Not that thing. No, the video package that you put together. I
don't want to hit my thing. That would be painful.
Come on, try to keep it together.
Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught! Caught! It's a miracle! It's Noah Brown! Oh my goodness! This town is going crazy! It is a madhouse in Landover, Maryland! He did it! Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby! Meet Freddie! Game 1 of the World Series!
Heads towards the end zone. It is
Nasty Néstor prepara. Y Freddy la prende. Freeman se va por el Rancho Grande. ¡Muy pelota! Ganan los Dodgers. Freddie Freeman en Elway.
Ahora sí, Daniels a lanzar a lo profundo del terreno de juego. Ahí está la recepción. Touchdown. Touchdown de Washington. Touchdown. Está adentro.
For those of you in the replay crew, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. If you guys are live, you get bonus time.
Man, that's so good. That is just good. That is just good. I mean, there ain't nothing. You can say what you want. We're in bonus time now. You can keep besmirching the show. You can keep saying this. You can keep saying that. You can't. That's good. That's just good.
It's fun. It was fun putting it together last night. It was cool. It was. I think what's so fun now, because when I did it in radio, it's a lot easier to find the calls now. Like the Spanish calls are easy to find. Like you can find it's easier to put that together than it was previously when you had to go and like there used to be ESPN and Fox Sports Radio used to present to their affiliates this bank of calls that you could every play-by-play, like Fox Sports has every NFL game, all play-by-play cut up and up on a website. It was on a PD on a what was that called? Not a PDF. What was that website called? It was a special type of website. It was password protected, and you had to have all these different like codes to get in. So you'd pull it all down, and I would build it off of what Fox Sports and ESPN Radio would have available. So now it's just the internet. So now you just go on the internet. I'm going to go through any hoops to get to it. You just pull it down and rip it off the internet, and then put it together. So, but it's fun to do. I mean, it really gets you excited about sports when you hear it. It's just like sports are damn fun. Like sports.
The Spanish broadcasters are absolutely so much emotion. I mean, and listen, the U.S. guys do it great too, but there's just something about that hearing that touchdown in Washington, like come on.
And yelling, not yelling goal, but yelling it like you do when you yell touchdown. You just hold it. It's so good. The Jets are 8-0. Yeah, it's a pick tonight with the Maple Leafs.
The oddsmakers numbers have been historically, I mean, in the past few years. I mean, this goes back a while. The Toronto numbers always. Like they weigh them more. It's fine. You bet on a team until they lose when they're undefeated.
8-0. On the opposite, when a team hasn't won yet. Last October, the Sharks didn't win a game. This October, the Sharks haven't won a game. They're 0-7-2.
Yeah. Are you comfortable laying 280 with Utah?
I'm not, in particular, because Sebastian Anthony's been in here the entire day. Let me pull it up. He's been on this. The puck line has hit 6 of the last 9. So not only are the Sharks losing, they're losing on the puck line.
By 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's been asking us, do we like the puck line tonight?
Well, 6-3. You're laying juice tonight on the puck line, though, right?
Definitely. You have to be.
Minus 140.
Yeah, it's 280. You got to be.
Neighborhood. Yeah. I don't know. Good luck with that. I'll be watching baseball and football. Taking tonight off from. I mean, I'll keep an eye on this stuff, but I ain't watching it till later. And I can guarantee I won't watch 1 second of this.
That game yet? No, I agree. All right, time for better to book it. We're going Giants plus 12 and over 30 at minus 120.
How in the hell does this lose?
Don't hate it, Hugh. Giants money line. Don't hate it.
Wait a second. Did you see Hugh's last name?
Yes.
Hugh Janus? Hugh Janus. I mean, there's an underscore in there, but Hugh Janus is on the Giants money line.
Fast with that, but yes.
We're on bonus time, so I mean,
true.
Can you imagine the hell that Hugh has gone through in his life? Hugh Janus? Boy, oh boy. I don't know how this loses. How the hell does this teaser loses because they win 30-10, right? The Giants don't cover the back end.
Right. Yes. I agree with you. Yeah, the 30, it goes over 30. It's a matter of did the Giants keep it within 11 points or not. That's the question. They lose by 13. 27-13 kills me. That's a loss.
I mean, 14-13 or something like 17-13 is a push.
The push, and they get the Giants right, so it's basically a wash.
Addison the wrench. Just look down at the chat. I get so Hugh Janus is good friends with Jackoff. When Jackoff shows up every Friday on Roll Call Friday, we got to be careful sometimes when we show him.
Right.
And when we say it. And now we got Hugh Janus and Jackoff. He loves the show. Thank you.
Appreciate
Not
it.
an ass, I promise. You can't even make it up. It's in the chat.
Suns money line, minus 140.
This is a bet. Suns are winning the game tonight.
Lakers lose their first game
tonight. The Lakers go and beat the Suns after, and big shout out to Nick Hamilton. Nick Hamilton 213 on the Twitter. We're going to get this guy on the regular. I love him. He couldn't have been nicer to me.
Yeah.
Complete stranger the first time we ever met. And now I want him to come on all the time. He's dialed in. Talking about the Lakers not being 3-0 since 2010, did he say?
Yeah, sounds right.
They ain't going to 4-0. They going to Phoenix and winning?
I don't believe so. No, I think this is Phoenix just lost to them. So this is their time and their building. This is payback here. This is a different situation.
They just played. That's right. That was game 1, right?
2. Game 2 with the Suns.
Okay.
So it's 3-0 start. They won all 3 games. I don't think the Lakers win the game tonight. I like the Suns money line. Team total Celtics first half over 60.5 against the Bucks tonight. 3-0 so far in the year.
You're 3-0 if you bet it. You're 0-0 if you didn't.
Right.
You got to bet this till it loses. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
This game is going over.
I think you bet this even if it does lose. You just keep betting this at home between 58 and 62. The books haven't adjusted yet. Boston had numbers of 58.5 at home, 63.5 on the road, and 61.5 on the road. They've gone over all 3 games. Now they're back at home. It was 58.5 on opening night. They scored 72. It's now 60.5 up against the Bucks, who are on a back-to-back. Bucks don't play defense like we know. They can score. They don't play defense.
So of 82 games, how many do you think go over in the first half for the Celtics?
Well, they play 41. This is a home. I play this.
You just like it at home. I mean, I think you got to play it everywhere.
I play it everywhere. I have played it everywhere, but only because I want to see how long this goes for. So over 82 games, I think this will be a 60% clip that this will hit. So at home, I think it might even be better than that. At home, I think it might be 65% that this goes over, that they're going to score a ton of points at home. It'll adjust. Injuries will happen. The books will start to put the number up so high. 64s and 65s, I think, will happen. It did last year.
Why is that not the number tonight?
Because they're afraid
I'm in a room with the guys, I'm going, let them bet the under. Listen, That's fine. If they win on the under, I tip my hat to them. But I can't give you 60.5 because I know I'm only taking overs. I guess somebody keeps betting against it under. But, I mean, we got Alex on Wednesdays. We got Adam on Thursdays from different books. I'm going to ask him specifically, what are you doing? Why would you do it? And I get it. Hopefully somebody is betting the under, but not for me. It's a bet over.
Yeah. And then finally, this moved. It's 6.5 now, but I got 6 last night with Vegas and Calgary. Vegas is
where's the game
here? 8-1.
Boy, Vegas they're on a ridiculous homestand here, and they played 3 games at Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
8-1. Vegas now is to a first period over. 8-1, and they're 7-2 to a gift. Go in the first 10 minutes.
Did almost all the games go over too? I think they've played.
They're 7-1,
9 games.
7-1-1 to the over. 5-1-1 to the over at home. They scored 5 goals in the game on Nevada Day, where I bet the over in the first period. They scored 5 goals in the first period.
Right.
It was 3-2.
Yeah.
They're just not they're scoring, but they're not stopping anybody either. They're just, it's not being adjusted at the moment. It's 6.5. I still would play over tonight.
That's a bet.
Yeah. Let's roll. Favorite thing about today is what?
2 things. One, shout out to Zaid for coming on the show on Friday and giving us that UFC parlay.
Hell yeah.
Money line, both favorites. It
Easy.
was awesome to watch.
First ever knockout. Holloway got clipped.
Yeah, that was great. I talked to him late on Saturday. He had a very, very good Saturday night. Things went very, very well for him. That was perfect. So I just wanted to quickly recognize him. Shout out to our guest today, Frankie. Doesn't do the camera stuff. I'm in front of the camera. So he was like, yeah, I'll come on. He just sent me a very heartfelt text that said, man, that was fun. Thank you for having us or having me. And then Nick responded to a random, again, text DM yesterday on Sunday. He's like, just tell me when and where, I'll be there. So again, the show, we keep doing what we're doing and keep trying to grow the show. We appreciate all of you that listen, watch, participate, order hats. I promise you, I'm going to get the hats. I got to get through Halloween, a trip to Del Mar, the World Series, and Penn State, Ohio State. And then I'll be able to kind of get everything taken care of that needs to be taken care of until Saturday. And then we'll go from there. But I was driving back from a meeting at Circa, which again talked about a possible another location show coming to the Midwest, all this other stuff. And I get a light and a beeping comes on the van that says something is wrong, pull over. And I was like, what? This can't be happening. So I text you and my wife. She responded with a bunch of expletives. You responded, where are you? Do you need me to come pick you up? Thank you. My favorite thing about today was that you were going to come pick me up before she was, which thank you. But we got to get the fan fixed. Waiting to see. It didn't blow up. The engine didn't seize.
Good.
Apparently there was some overheating going on.
Yes.
The sheriff van. Again, life always forward, never straight. All I was thinking was get home and do the show. You have to get home and do the show. So I drifted down the hill. Once I got up to the gate,
good.
I said, all right, make sure we're good. As fate would have it, it was Jessica's van. I had, by no reason other than me just saying it, I said, take the girls' car today. I'll take the van down to Circa for the meeting. So I saved everything. Sometimes let the game come to you rather than you go and be the game. So I learned another valuable lesson today. Don't ask why, just live and everything's going to be fine. Always forward, never straight. If anybody knows a good mechanic, let me know in Vegas. I'm going to go get the car fixed.
I wrapped a really fun weekend. This was a really cool 4 or 5 days. Every once in a while, you get reminded that we live in a really cool city, and it's really fun.
You lived it up all weekend.
I had a hell of a weekend. Friday night was a ton of fun. Got to go to UNLV. Madeline got to go to her favorite restaurant on the Strip, which was really, really fun. Ate at a couple really cool places. Went to a fun Halloween. The art museum did a big, huge Halloween thing with Maddie, so that was fun to go do that and have it all thing. We were running around like crazy. Amanda is sick as hell now, unfortunately, because she was running around all weekend. So I don't know if she had what I had. I hope not. I hope I didn't give it to her, but she's fighting it pretty bad right now. So I feel
it's like coming back. Like I woke up yesterday and didn't feel myself. And I was like, there was guys in town, and I apologize for not coming to meet you guys at the book that were here. Vinny Konowinski's here and had some hats and stuff. We were supposed to just say hello, and I just couldn't. I didn't have the energy to do it. So I just that's good that you did. And
but it's going around. I mean, it's one of those things where like guys, like, dude, it's like all kidding aside, like I got really sick. I'm still dealing with it. My heart rate is still nowhere near. I've had COVID now for 3 weeks, and I still have a cough in the morning, and my heart rate at night is still super messed up, like 75, 80. Like it won't calm down. So yeah, it's serious. So if this new strain is no fun. It's not going to, put you in the hospital or anything. Like for me, it almost did, but it's more like a nuisance. You get so tired. I am still so tired. Like I went to Costco yesterday. I came back, brought everything in, and fell asleep. I was like, I'm tired. I have to go sleep.
I now know when she's in town, you're MIA.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, of course.
You don't even return text till 2 days later. I'm like, all right, good. He's out. That's
when did you text me? I didn't know. You texted me. Did you text me? I didn't even see it.
I didn't even bother. I'm like, I don't know. I'll just talk to him on Sunday when
she's gone. Yeah, when Amanda's here, it's especially when Amanda and Madeline together, it's chaos. It's complete, just like running around crazy. Did she like the game? She did like the game, but Dave made the right call because halftime was 9 p.m. and she was falling asleep in her seat. It was late, so we had to go. So we didn't say the whole game because she liked it, but it was not. It was 7:30 kick. The first game she went to, it was a 6 p.m. kick, so it was a big difference. So note to Dad. Check the start time of the game before you buy the tickets. It actually matters in terms of how the kid's going to like it or not. Guys, remember, we have a live show on Friday. So Tuesday, the whole week is going to condense for us. So tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, roll call Thursday, and then Friday, we're at Del Mar, which is going to be a ton of fun for us on that. Cannot wait. Should be a ton of fun. We could have another announcement at some point during the week as well about other live shows.
Awesome.
Coming. It's going to be there at some point. We're going to have a call, a announcement. We promise you. But Friday, Del Mar will be located there for 1 to 3 on Friday from the Breeders' Cup, which is going to be super, super fun. He's Dave. I'm Matt. Talk to you tomorrow for our Tuesday's BVB.